Okay, we're going to go ahead and work on activity 21, lesson 2. I'm just going to jump right in and do the try these A through B. I'm going to do A, B, and C on this video, and then I'm just going to continue on these other videos working the problems through Springboard. The more you see these, the more I explain them, the more you do them, the easier they'll become, even though they are difficult. All right, the first thing that they have you do in activity 21 is to simplify trigonometric identities. If you look at letter A on try these A through B, you have the equation of cosine squared plus sine squared minus 1, and they want you to simplify this. Well, we know right off the bat there is an identity, which is sine squared plus cosine squared, and that actually equals 1. So we're going to replace my cosine squared plus sine squared with 1, and this becomes nothing more than this whole part right here is 1, so this becomes 1 minus 1, which is 0. So now at this point, once you get a number, you're done with simplifying. If you get a single trig function like sine or cosine, then you're done simplifying as well. We never leave them as fractions. All right, so let's go ahead and look at letter B and try these A through B. The actual equation here is going to be cosine times cosecant all over cotangent. Well, here we're going to have to use our ratio identity and reciprocal identity. Cotangent, well, let's go. Cosecant is actually 1 over sine, and cotangent is cosine over sine. So we are going to have to substitute those out because we want to write everything in terms of sine and cosine. Well, cosine right here is already in terms of sine and cosine, so I don't have to rewrite it. I don't have to do anything with it. So that stays cosine. I'm going to put this over 1 because we're always going to be dealing with fractions, times, well, cosecant from over here, cosecant here is 1 over sine, so I rewrite cosecant as 1 over sine, and we're going to divide the whole thing by what cotangent is, which is cosine over sine. All right, so the next thing we're going to have to do, we're going to have to simplify the top part of our fraction, this part right here. So we're going to multiply, and when we multiply fractions, we go straight across. So this becomes cosine over sine, cosine over sine, and of course our bottom is still cosine over sine. Now some of you guys might already see that this is 1, simply because this and this are the same thing, and if you're dividing anything that's the same, you're going to get 1, such as 4 divided by 4 or A divided by A. So cosine divided by sine divided by cosine over sine is still just 1, but we can still do the rainbow method, which when we do that, we end up getting cosine times sine over cosine times sine. And of course your cosines will cancel and your sines will cancel, which it'll equal 1. All right, so on try these A, B, the last letter is C, and our equation is secant times 1 minus sine squared. Well, secant, we're going to go ahead and rewrite this. We know secant as a reciprocal identity is 1 over cosine times, well, 1 minus sine squared, if we think of our Pythagoreans, we actually have sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. Well, we can rearrange this. We need to get 1 minus sine squared, so I can subtract sine squared from both sides. That's going to give me cosine squared equals 1 minus sine squared. So we're going to substitute out 1 minus sine squared for cosine squared. So this becomes cosine squared over 1. Because it's a fraction, we're going to have to multiply. We can multiply straight across. Of course, this square and this cancels out. And this just simply gives us cosine. And it's simplified. So that is, try these A through B, A, B, and C, how to simplify these equations.